Welcome back. That's product placement at its finest.
Oh, I'm sorry, you caught me.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Intel Extreme Masters Gyeonggi Qualifier number 1. Let's take a look at the brackets because something special happens. Apparently, the night is dark and Terran has gone extinct.
Sorry, boys. Sorry.
We've only got Protoss and Zergs left. And our first two matchups here, obviously, Bjorn advanced, so it's going to be a ZVP, a ZVZ, another ZVZ, and then a ZVP. So
Okay.
6 Zergs and 2 Protoss.
Yeah, I think we actually have
Balance.
a full order. I think we start with a ZVP, ZVP, then ZVZ, ZVZ. Yeah. With Classic and Leenock going to be our first match on the way. I'm glad you hosted during all of that whilst I was getting a sip of my all-important G Fuel. And considering it's Black Friday, for the small price of $39.99, you can even get yourself Tropical Rain. Buy one, get one free at gfuel.com. For now, though...
Wow.
What?
That was sick.
What? Why is everyone looking at me? Anyway, all right, so you're in the game. I'm not in the game. Nobody's invited me. I don't know why. Inv, please. In fact, you can just invite me yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere.
What if I don't want to?
I would appreciate it. Oh, actually, no, if you don't, then you can observe.
I don't mind. I'm a sick observer.
Oh, true.
Very underrated.
Very underrated. No, I agree. I totally agree. All right, so we have our 4 matches lined up and good to go. We're going to start things on Newkirk Precinct here. Classic and Leenock, the Leenooctopus. He's a lovely fella.
Oh, God, please no.
He looks fantastic now, though, doesn't he? If I recall. Like, okay.
So he always looked fantastic.
He used to be a little chubby kid, but now he's like hench. Is that the best way to describe it?
He's so shallow.
Yeah.
He's a fabulous person.
No, inside he was great, and yeah. He's a lovely, bubbly character.
Leenock actually has been around for a long time.
Yes, he has.
In the StarCraft scene.
Yep. Classic back in Brood War was a Terran, right? And then he switched to Protoss.
Remember when Leenock made GSL finals and everybody was like, oh my God, ZVT is so good, he's going to win for sure. And then he got smashed in the finals.
I don't remember. I can't believe I don't remember, because normally I remember every single GSL final. Which one was it?
Let me check for you. It was, oh my God, he has a long Liquipedia page.
Yeah, he does. FXO, look at that. Do you remember that? I played against somebody with the FXO tag a few days ago.
It was against Jack G in GSL. Where's the date on this?
Hey, why aren't you guys just joining on one another with Todd? What?
It doesn't
We're
say
in
the
game.
date, I think. Oh, yeah, no. 2011, December 3rd, 2011, almost 5 years ago.
That's a long time ago.
So I say he's been around, but he's really been around for a long time. So, yeah, Leenock back then beat Alive 3-0 in round of 8s, MVP 3-2 in semifinals, and then everybody was like, ZVT finals, he won, right? And then Jack G in one of the biggest upsets ever, in my opinion.
Yeah.
4-2 against Leenock in the finals to become the GSL champ.
All right, well, we are good to go. For Leenock going up against the GSL champ.
You don't care for my stories, that's fine.
I was tying it in nicely to the fact that Classic's also winning Korea.
Okay.
Let's go. Yeah. Down on Newkirk Precinct. I said that like it's downtown. We have, of course, down to the bottom left-hand corner, it's going to be Classic as our blue Protoss. And over on the right-hand side, it's Leenock, who's going to be our red Zerg. Fun.
Shout out to Papatosis, who I believe is watching us.
Oh.
Have you seen Autosis? He's been tweeting a lot since the new patch came out. And he's very salty. I think it's so funny.
In the past week, the only tweets I've seen of Artosis was him getting angry about which people like each different fruits. That's all I saw.
Oh yeah, there is that too.
I saw that.
But still, like, he's been tweeting a lot about his games and stuff.
Great.
Still, I love Dan.
Why doesn't he just make carriers? Wait, is he playing Protoss or is he Zerg? I can't remember.
I think he plays Protoss.
Yeah, why don't you just make carriers, mate? What's wrong?
Maybe he dies before.
Maybe.
Next is first into Gateway and then Scout for Classic. If he had been caught by some Zerglings, would have been a tough time, but not going to be unfortunate this time, as Leenock went for Hatchery first.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what Leenock's going to approach things with. Is he going to get as aggressive as our previous Zergs, or is he going to draw it out for a little bit longer? We should have put Soon TM instead. That's the Blizzard way, the Blizzard way. All right, so Classic. Likewise, has he been learning? Has he been kind of going under the tutelage of all the other Protoss? Is he going to go for a 3-base carrier? Again, a bit harder to get up to that 3rd base straight away on this map. Or early on, I suppose.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much of Classic lately, but he's someone that's, you know, in this kind of tournament, you can always expect to be really solid and perform very, very well. And as far as builds go, though, I'm not sure, like, he doesn't always go with the trend. Sometimes he kind of does his own stuff, but right now it doesn't really feel like you have much of a choice. Like, everybody that I've seen not going carrier has pretty much lost.
Right.
Almost all the time, so we'll see what he does. Unless you go for some all-in that somehow works, but we saw Neeb earlier attempt that and it just didn't work.
Yeah, I think he had success with one Adept all-in, or at least aggressive move, but other than that, you're right. It's, especially on this map, as you said, it didn't have much success at all with that Archon initial attack, or DT Archon into that Immortal push. So, Stargate already on the way in the wall. Leenock does see this very quickly.
And Classic is no stranger to the Intel Extreme Masters, by the way. He won Shenzhen last year. 4-1 against Parting in the Grand Finals.
Wasn't that the one that he lost in groups to Snoo on, if I recall?
Yes.
I remember that one. I wasn't there because I didn't have my passport. I was there in spirit as a plushie.
I think I wasn't there either.
Weren't you?
It was same time as maybe Valencia, like every year.
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, but back then Classic would lose 3-1, then Hero 3-2, and then Parting 4-1 in the finals. Just kept getting better every round.
I remember, I think you were pre-booked for Valencia, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I remember. All right, so Adept's going to send the shades on out.
I like the pylons at the edge of his base here from Classic. It's very Broodwa-esque.
Yeah.
Protosses used to do that a long time ago.
He knows that that Oracle's on the way. He's already got his Spore Crawlers about to finish up, so that's nice here. And Void Ray being added on as well.
Which actually Classic, I think he was Terran in Brood War, I believe.
Yeah, he was.
So how does he know about these pylons?
Don't know.
I'm just kidding, obviously.
Just loves them. Just loves them.
Obviously, you should know about them.
So it really feels like he's just going to go into the carrier transition himself here. He's trying to get his 3rd base up and running as quickly as possible off the back of Void Ray and Adept. And then this Baneling Nest is pretty early. Can he just bust it through? Twilight Council.
No, I think it's more defensive because he doesn't know, like, you know, I've told you about how well sometimes you see an opener, but you don't know what's coming behind it. Even like you see a Stargate, you see a 3rd Nexus. If you get too comfortable and drawn up really hard, who knows? Maybe there's a 7 gate behind it coming to kill you. So I think getting Baneling Nest doesn't necessarily that Leenock wants to be that aggressive just yet. Even though, like, I love Leenock, you can almost always expect aggression. He's basically the anti-Zerg that drones up really hard to 80 drones.
Yeah.
He does the opposite. He stays on, like, lower drone count, gets a lot of units, always tries to be active out on the map and attacking.
Well, this Oracle's trying to find a way in. It got 2 kills on 2 drones somewhere, so it's not doing too badly for itself, but Ling's trying to dart on in. Get anything done.
Classic is way too solid to be caught off guard by this. Gets a War Prism behind this.
I say that, but actually he got a good scout with those Lings because he saw the Twilight Council and the Robo Facility. So he now has a good indication as to what's going on, and his Roach Warren and Baneling Nest are not unwarranted.
A couple more gateways going down actually after. Oh, okay, well, there's going to be even more.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So this is what I was talking about. You see a 3rd base, but there is in fact a lot of Adepts that are going to be made here and attacking potentially against Leenock. And he's getting sentries. It might be a 4-sentry drop. Remember, that was a popular build on maps like this where you start close by air, where you drop the 4 sentries on top of the ramp. You keep force fielding the ramp, and then you warp in a ton of units and kill them before they can get, you know, to Hydralisks or units that will defend well against that. Nowadays, there is a unit called Ravager that can break force field, but you would need to have quite a few of them to permanently remove some sort of force field on your ramp. So I think Classic is going to push the forward here in that position, pretend that he wants to attack there, and maybe go for that in the main.
Could definitely do this. And, ooh, interesting. Breaking down these rocks are kind of sealing off this location.
There's Queens in position in the main. Remember that War Prism dies faster than before. 80 hit points now instead of 100.
Yeah, doesn't quite see it.
And there's Roaches.
He's going to go. There's only 3 Roaches up there. Is he going to try and do this anyway? Nope. No. Decides to not do it. Oh,
I
seal
would
them.
have gone for it and lost.
Seal them in, maybe?
Oh, what?
This
He's
is
going
weird.
to close the gate on the natural.
Yeah,
He's
close
got
it.
quite a few force fields.
Oh!
The Warp Prism is going to fall, though, so these units are going to be committed, but I guess the Adepts technically can shade out.
Yeah, they can. I'm going to
shade
shade into the main. All right,
You should have let the roaches come down and then force field in and then shade it into the main, but I mean, as long as Classic can get a bunch of drones, he might be all right. He needs to get a lot, though.
Yeah, he does.
Because like, these Adepts are most certainly going to die. He's ahead by so many walkers, 62 probes to 43 drones.
Do we see deja vu? Do we see a counter-attack just going to kill?
He has so many gates that he can reinforce greatly here. Second robo goes down.
11 workers gone down so far. Army supplies, not even too much of a difference, really. He's getting a second robo, as you said. So let's see if this is even going to work on out. Yeah, that's a lot of roaches.
I love that he gets a couple pylons at home, ready with overcharge. Goes for the second robo, like Classic is not too greedy, you know, like he's not going for like Neeb, the way Neeb went for double robo Colossus. He's just gonna get a lot of immortals, I think, to support his Adepts.
And he's only got one Hydra, so that Void Ray could just easily come back here and just push this off.
Yeah, I don't know about that one Hydra, that's really weird. A couple force fields are gonna go down here, a lot of roaches are gonna start dying. And they're now trading well against these Adepts, which might actually chase. There's just so many of them anyway.
Shades forwards, just lock them in. Almost a force field in itself, really. Killing off a lot of these roaches now. And unfortunately here for Leenock, he's really kind of got the bad end of this. Classic has so much power behind this gateway force.
And this is forcing Leenock to make more units behind this when really he should be catching up more on the walker count. He's on 59 drones against 63 probes. Both players are going to be trading. It looks like Classic might want to commit here to this.
More roaches coming to reinforce. He's got fourth base going down on the other side, but his third base is almost surely sacrificed.
I think he's trying to make the units pull back so he can cancel the shade and get that base for sure. Yeah, he's going to do that and then pull back most likely.
Nice. Very well done by Classic. His ground force as a whole is very strong here with this many Adepts.
Losing the Oracle was a bit sloppy, but it's not the end of the world. And behind his double immortal production, the Void Ray is still alive and in his main.
It's funny how before patch, I suppose, Immortals still held their ground pretty well against Hydras, but like now, going up against Hydras with potentially 7 range.
Well, with 10,000 Adepts and Guardian Shield, they might be okay.
Yeah, that will help as well.
Especially if the Adepts shade on top of the Hydra disc can take them out, then I guess the Immortals will have a supreme reign over the Roaches, which some more of them are going to be donated here.
It's just free.
Classic with a massive supply lead, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. Centrifugal hooks and banelings being added on here. With the extra 10 hit points that they get, those could be great against this kind of army that's super Adept heavy.
Killing off a few, just shading into this natural location, but at the same time, look at this, poisoning at the third. And even killing off the majority of the banelings before they even crash into the money. One really got some splash damage off.
It doesn't feel like there's enough for Leenock, who's struggling to stay alive in this game here. Running out of force fields, Classic is going to pull back a little bit. How about an Observer, bro? He's been on the creep for like 15 minutes now.
Yeah, won't be too bad at all, but he just wants to get more Immortals. He already has enough punch behind this, that's the funny thing. And
he's backing your punch, is he?
Back in the punch. I'm back. I'm back.
Leenock's trying to wait for Centrifugal Hook. Is it Centrifugal or Centrifugal?
Centrifugal.
God. You were going to wait forever like Apollo to tell me, right?
I was never going to tell you. Well, just throw down a few more force fields. That's so many Adepts. Banelin's going to try and roll forwards, but they don't really get too much done. Shading behind this as well. So much power behind this. That is going to be Leenock having the hardest of times. Even double time warp. GG. Classic will take it. G Fuel. All right.
No, you're not Funka.
No, no.
Very solid by Classic. Apparently the man does not need carriers. All he needs is Adepts.
Yeah. I mean, Adepts are still pretty good as long as you're not relying on the idea of them scouting too much for you.
Like, the decision on the fly not to go for the main and go into the natural instead was great because he was able to warp in like a huge round of Adepts there. And like a lot of people would have butchered, like, you know, gone for the main or maybe even aborted. But Classic saw an opportunity to go into the natural force field there and then get his Adepts to do a lot of damage. He went for just that. And behind this, when you have 60 probes to like 40-ish drones, even though the Zerg can remake a lot of drones, you know that you've already done something right. And he's not going to be making units then if he makes drones, and then you have more army and the follow-up attack is going to be nice anyway. So Classic, very, very impressive here in game number 1 for sure. Very inspiring.
Good stuff. And is that Classic saying that's a lobby in Korean? Can you click on that and does it invite you to a lobby? Yeah, it does. Oh, wow, that's cool. I completely forgot that function was there. That's very nice.
Classic. You genius.
What a bro. What a bro. All right.
He should definitely needs to remove you from the player spot because...
Yeah. Because we don't want to get him butchered too hard. I mean, those heroes are the storm mechanics.
Man, it's crazy. Like, we started with some TVT, and I was like, yeah, Terran. Like, this Terran looks so good. Innovation. I wouldn't be surprised if he qualifies.
Yeah.
Bam! No more Terrans in top 8 here.
All got killed. Sorry, fellas. Actually, who did they get killed by? Don't say Protoss and Zerg.
Duh. Obviously. Who did TY lose to?
Was TY even playing?
Yeah.
Oh, Leenock. He lost to Leenock.
Leenock beat Dream. TY. He's on fire.
Beat the fake hero. What?
Guys, I didn't know you had turned into such an edgelord.
Oh, yeah. I'm a true edgelord, yeah. Sharper than a rock. All right, let's get it on. It's overgrowth between these two. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. There we go. Can hear some music in the background as well. Slightly.
This game might be a little bit demoralizing for Leenock.
Music got louder. Yeah. What? Demoralizing? Maybe.
Yeah, like, it's kind of got crushed.
Kinda, yeah.
And, he was getting units at the time the War Prism came. He just, like, somehow wasn't ready enough. Like, and also, like, it was a clutch warp in that first big warp in. Usually, like, a lot of the time what will happen is that there will be enough Queens to snipe the War Prism before the War Prism completes. And then it's like, you've invested into all these gates that did nothing, and then you're super far ahead. But now Classic got that warp in, and he did a lot of damage from it.
All right, well, we are ready. Game number 2 on the way here for Overgrowth. Let's jump on in. As we have spawning up to the top right-hand corner, 1 game up, it is Classic. And down to the bottom left, in the red, it's Leenock, who, yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, he had some pretty good positions to hold against that War Prism aggression, but all spiraled out of control.
By the way, the Terrans also, I guess, technically eliminated each other. Like, Innovation took out Gyeonggi and then Alive, so...
That's true, that's true.
Obviously not ideal.
And those are some very good Terrans.
Look at that cheeky drone across the map.
Cheeky? Oh, very cheeky.
Cheeky, nice.
Oh, cheeky, cheeky. Oh, look at him positioning it here as well. That's double cheeky right there.
All the proxies coming back on the old school maps.
Yeah.
These maps really are bringing out the worst in people.
Or the best, depending on how you look at it. I love it. It's great. All right, well, Classic.
So usually you go for this because... Oh, he spots it immediately. That's sick. Drop that Forge. Do it.
Do it, do it, do it. Oh, double
and he
gateway.
goes for a second gateway. So I guess Zealots and try and get a cancel on it. Maybe Forge as well, or no? It's just going to be another pattern. Yeah, usually you go for this because you want to do a spine rush on the wall and then run in with the Zerglings. And it's, I mean, it's very hard for Protoss to defend against this. But when we saw it before, it was with the old overcharge. So it's interesting, but Classic anyway. He just wants to mass gateway units and make sure he defends properly. And I'm a bit surprised. Like, I feel like maybe a Forge would have been nice to cannon this, but...
He did go out and tap the watchtower just to see if any drones were on the way, but they were a little bit later than I guess he anticipated. But they're perfectly timed for Leenock.
I love that Classic's not going for a Nexus. Like, so many Protoss, they stay super stubborn with this. You know, they still try to get a Nexus. The forward pylon is nice. Yeah. He's going to have an overcharge available here for this.
Zap him.
Yeah, Zealots are going to start walking on these spines. And then there's most likely going to be, I guess, 2 Adepts plus a Mothership Core flying in. So it's going to be hard for Leenock to pull this off. And we could have here a Protoss player qualifying for the Intel Extreme Masters Gyeonggi.
In pretty quick fashion as well. Especially since he has done well at previous Intel Extreme Masters.
Don't use the word has. You might summon him.
Oh, okay. Say it 3 times in a mirror, he just appears and makes oracles.
Say it 3 times, and an oracle will show up, not has. It will only be the first one of many.
Yeah. Nice, actually snipe out on the creep tumor. That's great there.
Overcharge. The Spine's like, run away. And behind this double Stalker production, I think that might actually be even better than Adepts.
This is just over. Look at it. This is...
So much for being the best hype guy.
He's gonna get crushed. Oh well.
Even Nathanias would have hyped this better.
How are you supposed to deal with this?
Oh, he's gonna get one Overlord at least.
Nice. That's a supply block.
Yeah.
And
oh, you don't want to lose Mokor before the second overcharge there. He's gonna pull this back.
Nice.
Stalkers on the high ground might have to re-wall. Okay, he's gonna put a Zealot in the wall.
That Spiner just had to burrow, almost got fully burrowed, and then
you
had
need
to
to re-wall
reposition.
with the gate or something, because Lynx might start getting in. But I mean, there's so many units anyway by Classic.
2 Adepts, 2 Stalkers. Not
He
bad.
needs to snipe the Spine. But there is almost a Transfuse. 45 energy on that one Queen. Alright, well, Spine goes down.
Get him.
And behind is Robo for Immortals.
Don't get him. Alright, he's backed off. Still going to continue.
He's gonna drop.
Oh.
Already having Pneumatized Carapace and made an Evo.
Drop so smart. Drop so smart. It's one of the only ways he can probably
Yeah.
get back into this, considering.
It's the only way to salvage this terrible build that failed so far, I guess.
That's one way to look at it. Bro's going to evacuate, and because he never made the Nexus of the Natural, they're only mining location.
The Mokor took a lot of damage.
Is he? Is he not dead?
Oh, he is. The first Immortal should seal the deal here. Especially like if Warpgate finishes, it's totally over. Like Protoss starts swapping in units 3 by 3 and...
I mean, there's a lot of Lings, but they just can't really get in.
Is he just gonna go all the way around? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Drop straight into that mineral line. Mothership Core kind of staying around the natural.
Would the Mothership Core towards the main base mineral line be better for the...
Yeah.
For
It's
an
close
overcharge?
enough anyway that he's gonna be able to overcharge that pylon next to the gate, I think.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Here's the last stand of the Zerg. It's been scouted out. Will Protoss be able to hold on? The answer is probably yes. Guardian Shield against only the Queens, but Lings not doing too bad against
It's
the
justified.
Stalkers.
You don't need force fields against this.
True.
And I think Classic is gonna be able to clean up.
And we'll be able to take out all of the Lings. These 2 Queens are all that remains here for Leenock. Not exactly the easiest thing for him to deal with. Even though the Mothership Core actually falls, a few more Lings are in production. Baneling Nest's going down. So he's going to continue this on and try and break through.
Leenock knows all the transitions out of this somehow.
Yeah. Morphing in Banelings, but the hatchery's gone. No more lava. That means reinforcements are going to be a whole lot slower and a whole lot less.
I think actually like Leenock might be hoping that Classic counters attack. And then if he gets enough Zergling and Baneling, he can attack into the army of Classic, draw Baneling on top of sentries.
He might be going to the main.
And yeah, try and crush him.
That is a big army, though, with those 2 Immortals behind this.
If
Plus
Classic
weapons?
really messes up here, it's possible that Leenock wins, but it's very unlikely because Classic's army is like should be scary enough for him to finish things.
Stalker's reacting to the 4
safely.
Banelings as well. It's not exactly easy here for Leenock to play out of now. He's trying to get an expansion up and running.
Classic needs to remake Mokor ideally, I guess.
Yeah, true. Warp Prism being added on, he is just going to try and counter, as you said.
There's no, actually, I think just Warp Prism and 2 Immortals might be the best thing that Classic can do and expands. But yeah, maybe attacking with all army as well could work. Like, I mean, if you look at the supply. Here we go. Look at the supply.
Look at the supply.
Nathaniel says it very obnoxiously and offensively.
I know he does.
Look at the supply.
I know.
Supply.
What a Burke. But anyway, for now, Overlord still not finding any room at all. The hallucinated Phoenix was able to find that. And he's just going to sit back and make his own expansion. What a crazy little situation we've ended up in. Both players expanding. Even Classic doesn't want to take the risk of just going over the map, even though he's got a very strong army. Where did the 2 Immortals go? Oh, it says exactly as you suggested, Todd. Wow, good job, Todd.
What?
Don't know why I said that. I wanted to say Coach and Todd at the same time.
Banelings! And he blows up a sentry.
Oh, did he?
Let this be your final warning. Yeah, Leenock's just gonna counter-attack with mass Banelings and hope that Classic clumps everything up and loses everything, in which case he might still win anyway.
That's a lot of drones dying off. That's a lot of Banelings. They aren't going to get through for the moment. but there's still not enough left for these.
Feels bad, man. 19 supply to 53.
Yeah, that is going to be these one Stalker holding on with a few more reinforcements. Meanwhile, the 2 Immortals in the main base and 3 Adepts winning the game. Classic qualifies for the Intel Extreme Masters.
Congratulations, you're going to eat barbecue with me and KLRs.
Nom 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 nom. I like barbecue. I've never had Korean barbecue, actually, because I've never been to Korea.
Well, you had it outside of Korea, you mean?
Yes, but clearly, I can only assume that Korean barbecue in Korea is really good. Is it?
It is pretty good.
Oh, glorious. I want Korean barbecue in Korea. Congratulations, Classic. You have that privilege as well. Not that you couldn't do that every day, but there you go.
You can share it with us.
Yeah.
Which is pretty sick.
Yeah, that is cool. That is cool.
That's what he competes for. But yeah, anyway, like very nice performance, solid all around. It kind of looked like Leenock was the one that wasn't really sure how to play this, and we've got a first player here, and Protoss from this qualifier qualified for the main event.
Yeah, congratulations. Of course, when you get through to the semi-finals here, then you are indeed qualified, as we take 4 players from each day. So Classic has made his way onto the Intel Extreme Masters Gyeonggi, and now we have a few more series to go. As you can see, Lysira versus Rogue. We have who else? Pet versus Solar, and we have Bjorl versus Hero. Still to come, Todd.
Yeah, a lot of nice series. That's, by the way, Classic. This is the 3rd Protoss to qualify for the events, since Stats and Zest were already invited. And then as far as Terrence and Zerg go, Bjorn and Dark were invited as well. So, like, pretty good player list here so far.
All right, so that means we can go to a break, I believe, before we get into our next series. Our next one will be Bjorl versus Hero. So another PvZ to figure out who is going to be moving on to the Intel Extreme Masters Gyeonggi.